Okay, how is she looking? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for my stand-in, Miss Carol Channing. Thank you. When I run the camera by myself, I have to focus on something, and so that's why I need a stand-in. Okay, hopefully this looks good. This looks fine. Doesn't it? Whatever, who cares? Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Two Gay Matts. It is Matt Steele, and as you can tell, Matt Palmer is no longer with us. Matt Palmer is ill. All I know is today, after I had a long day, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, thank you very much, to watch the Oscar nominations. Matt Palmer texts me at like 2 o'clock or whatever, and he's like, I am ill, on my deathbed. Would you like to just sit here by yourself and talk about the Oscar nominations? And I was like, there is nothing I would rather do than stare down the barrel of a lens of a camera, if you know, you know, and talk about the Oscar nominations with all of you guys. I kind of think that it was kind of Matt Palmer's way of getting me to like get everything I wanted to out in one video, as opposed to me rambling on for 30 minutes during the podcast on Sunday. I think he was giving me a chance to, giving me a vessel to express my thoughts about every single individual category. And so I appreciate that, but also Matt Palmer, don't think that we are not going to talk about it on the podcast this upcoming week. I will probably regurgitate most of the stuff that I say in this video, so don't think you're getting out of that. Thank you. Hope you feel better. If you don't know what our podcast is, check it out. It comes out every Monday on your favorite podcatchers, and we live stream it on Sunday nights, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube. Check it out there. So I'm very excited to talk about the Oscar nominations with you guys. I have a lot of thoughts. All of you guys know that the Oscars are like my favorite thing on the planet. I analyze the Oscars race from the second they begin to the second they end, and I just love dissecting the culture of it all. I love dissecting what certain wins or nominations or snubs mean regarding pop culture or culture in general at a specific time. I love the history of it, so I really just love talking about them. And also, you know, I love movies as well. Hello, I'm literally filming myself as we speak. Should we just like get into it? And so no offense to anybody, but I'm not really going to discuss the live action shorts or the animated shorts or even animated feature, because I haven't seen all of them yet, or like the documentary shorts, like stuff like that, just because I haven't seen all of those yet, specifically, so there's not really much I can say other than congratulations to everyone involved. So we are just going to talk about like the feature live action stuff for right now. So let's start with the category that was first introduced to us by our wonderful announcers, Rachel Sennett and Bowen Yang. It was actor in a supporting role. Not a crazy, surprising batch of nominees here. It's Yura Borisov for Anora, who, very excited for him, loved him in that movie. Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, probably gonna win. He's kind of like the clearest front runner in terms of any of the acting races this year. Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. I have not seen The Apprentice yet. That is the only sort of major nominee this season that I have not seen, so I was kind of putting it off because I figured it would be a little triggering, but guess I have to see it, and I'm sure he's great. I actually hear it's good. Denzel Washington not getting in for supporting actor. That is something that I kind of was predicting a little bit, like a couple weeks ago. But you know, Denzel has a slew of nominations and wins, so like, he's fine. I'm really, really sad about Clarence Macklin not getting in, just because I thought his performance was really, really fantastic. And I mean, you could write a whole dissertation on the way that Sing Sing, how the buzz for it like was up, and then it suddenly just like plummeted. And it's a shame, because it's a really great movie, and the ensemble is excellent. The fact that it didn't get a SAG nomination for ensemble is a crime. But Clarence Macklin, I feel like really epitomized what the ensemble was all about. So I am disappointed that he did not get in. It's a wonderful performance, but he, I guess, is a part of the writing team for the movie, because the movie got nominated for adapted screenplay and he is credited as one of the writers. So Clarence Macklin did get an Oscar nomination today, so we'll take the wins that we can get. Congratulations to Clarence, and congratulations to Kieran on your inevitable win. While we're talking about adapted screenplay, let's talk about those nominees. A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing, as I was telling you. Nickel Boys is sort of like Clarence Macklin of it all. Ramel Ross did not get nominated for director for Nickel Boys, which I think is a shame, but he did get nominated for adapted screenplay, so I'm excited that he got a nomination somewhere. Conclave is winning this. I think that's pretty obvious and cool. Writing for original screenplay, the nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5, okay, and The Substance. I think this is going to be where they sort of award Sean Baker, just because I don't know if Anora is going to win Best Picture, so I feel like this could be the place where they're like, hey Sean Baker, you did good. So I think Anora is the frontrunner here, but A Real Pain, well, they snubbed A Real Pain in Picture, which was a little bit of a shock, so I wonder if there is a huge surge of support for A Real Pain, the screenplay, for Jesse Eisenberg. I don't know, we'll see. All right, let's go to like the below the line and the technical stuff. Visual effects, the nominees are Alien, Romulus, Better Man, which I saw this last week and it's iconic. Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicht, which is what all of the tourists from out of the country would say when I used to work at TKTS in New York City, and they would always ask for tickets for Wicht. I think Dune Part 2 is winning this. Dune Part 2 is fucking great. Best sound, okay, A Complete Unknown, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, Wicht, and The Wild Robot. I don't know if I was really expecting The Wild Robot here, but that's a nice little surprise. Musicals tend to do pretty well in the sound well, they used to do well in the sound mixing category back when the sound awards were split in two. So I don't know how a musical will do in just now that they've combined it. A couple years ago, they combined it into just one category. I would think Dune Part 2 kind of just has it just because there is a hell of a lot of sound in that movie. So I feel like that could be sort of just the go-to win there. Production design is The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. All very good. Wicked's gonna win. I am kind of bummed that The Substance did not get in here. The Substance, I realize it got a lot of Oscar nominations, but I feel like it didn't do as well in the below the line categories as I personally would have wanted to. I think like all the below the line things with The Substance were excellent, like production design, score, sound. It wasn't even on like the long list for sound, which is crazy because like all the sounds of the freaking like shrimps being eaten by Dennis Quaid and all the squishiness of like the body and like being ripped open and all that stuff, it was delicious. And also editing. I think The Substance, I mean, we'll get to editing. We'll get there, but I'm bummed that The Substance didn't get in for Best Production Design. Music, original song, El Mal from Amelia Perez, The Journey from The 68888, music and lyrics by Diane Warren. Get it, girl. Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Mi Camino from Amelia Perez, and Never Too Late by Elton John from Elton John, Never Too Late. Music and lyrics by Elton John, Brandi Carlile. We did a review of that song here at Two Gay Mats. It's a great song, but I think El Mal is the winner here. It's kind of like the most striking musical number of the year. I mean, just like Zoe in that red tracksuit, telling off all those rich people, explaining the corruption, and I feel like that number really kind of resonates with things that are happening. Music, original score, The Brutalist, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I know that a lot of people were very bummed that Challengers did, and by a lot of people I mean the homosexuals on Twitter, are very bummed that Challengers did not get into Best Score. It's a very fun score, but you know, the movie came out about 5,000 years ago, so much like Dune 2, kind of underperformed just because it was literally, I was another person back then when that came out. I feel like The Brutalist is gonna win. It's a fantastic score, very experimental while also having that sort of lush traditional feel, and really, really fantastic moments, especially in that opening sequence. That opening sequence of The Brutalist is just monumental, and I feel like even if voters don't sit through all 3 hours and 45 minutes of The Brutalist, which unfortunately some voters won't, which that's a whole other discussion for a different time. When they see that, like, however many minute sequence in the beginning, they will literally just be like, oh, score. Fucking check. I do wonder how many people, not that there's anything wrong with the score, the music that was added to the movie of Wicked, but I wonder how many people voted for it thinking that, like, the songs were included in this new score. Actually, because it's the music branch, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but I do wonder, once voting time comes and all the branches are voting for best score, I wonder how many of them will be like, ah, yes, I love Defying Gravity. I wonder if they'll realize that, like, Defying Gravity is not what's being, like, awarded here. I hope the voters are smarter than that, but makeup and hairstyling, we have A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. I think this is a slam dunk for The Substance. I mean, that whole ending sequence alone, it's theirs. International feature, which just got a little more complicated. International feature film, the nominees are I'm Still Here from Brazil, The Girl with the Needle from Denmark, Emilia Perez from France, The Seed of the Sacred Fig from Germany, and Flow from Latvia. If you had asked me at 5:20 a.m. this morning, what would win international feature, I would say it's Emilia Perez, hands down. But a slight turn of events happened in the Best Picture category, which makes me now know that I'm Still Here is very much in contention for this International Feature Film Award. So, Emilia Perez, don't be dusting off that shelf just yet. Emilia Perez has a lot of haters, so could all those Emilia haters rally and put all their votes into I'm Still Here? I don't know if Oscar voters are thinking that strategically. They're probably not. They're probably just, they're not on Twitter or the social medias, like, listening to whatever Film Twitter has to say. Get out of here. Film editing. Film editing nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. Again, as I was saying before, I'm really bummed The Substance didn't get in here. The entire film is told through editing. Like, there's honestly, like, very little dialogue. Like, most of the acting is, like, internal monologue, and yes, that's told through the acting, but it's also so beautifully told through the editing of that movie. You know, like, where each actor is looking, what they're looking at, and you see them process, like, the way the editing is done in that movie, I think was really great. I don't know what the front runner for this damn category is. Can someone explain? Emilia Perez and Wicked, they're musicals, they're flashy, so I could see one of them winning in editing, but I mean, the comedy beats of Anora are so well done, and so much of that is done through editing that Anora could maybe win. I don't know. This one is so up in the air. I have no prediction for you. Best of luck, everyone. Costume design. The nominees are A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, and Wicked. Wicked. Cinematography. I have something to say. The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, which I kind of love. Maria deserved a little more love, guys. I thought it was beautifully filmed, beautifully acted. We'll get to that later. And also Nosferatu, great cinematography as well. Okay, all of these are great. They're lovely, wonderful films to look at. The fact that Nickel Boys did not get nominated in the cinematography category, I think that is a disgrace. It is a disgrace to humanity, and what the fuck? The way it has the point of view perspective from each of the characters, how the camera is the eyes of the characters. It's like how the Zone of Interest last year, the sound makes the Zone of Interest. The cinematography makes Nickel Boys. It's just like weird to me that Nickel Boys gets in for Best Picture, but yet the thing that makes the movie, that makes you go like, oh, yes, Best Picture is, yes, the acting and the writing and the direction, but the cinematography is the star here. That is the thing that tells the story in such a unique, specific way. I don't know what's gonna win. I think The Brutalist maybe has it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Sure, why the hell not? Okay, actress in a supporting role. This is my favorite category. Historically, everyone knows I can recite every single Best Supporting Actress Oscar winner in history from memory. Don't make me do it here, I will. But we don't have time for that because we have to name the nominees. The nominees are Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown, which, you know, she was kind of one of those people who everyone was like, could she? So her name popping up was a nice little surprise. Ariana Grande for Wicked. Thank the fucking Lord, Felicity Jones got in for The fucking Brutalist. It was one that was like on thin ice, and I was really, really nervous. It is a phenomenal performance, and so I am so happy that it is among the batch. Isabella Rossellini, which I support this nomination. Yeah, does she have 3 minutes of screen time or 5 or 6 or whatever it is? Does she spend a lot of it sort of just like looking around and like Xeroxing things? Yes, but she has that really, really fantastic speech, which she completely nails tonally, and just like her presence is so stunning. And yes, of course, that is, you know, partly due to just the wonderful direction and the cinematography, which like Conclave not getting in for cinematography either, some horse shit. But all of those pieces coming together works so well for that character, on top of just her being such a dynamic presence and such a mysterious presence. I'm into this nomination, and you know I love a nomination or a performance where a character just walks on for 2 seconds and walks off with the entire movie. That is literally like my actor's dream, to one day be in a movie for 30 seconds and people walk out being like, that was my fucking favorite part. So glad to call her an Oscar nominee. And Zoe Saldana, who is an Emilia Perez, she's probably gonna win. Great performance, and she's kind of just like epitomizes my philosophy that if you want your movie musical, or just movie in general, to like really work great, cast dancers. Like Zoe Saldana, yeah, she's a great, you know, actress and everything, but her background is in dance, and you can really tell because the way she sells those numbers is excellent. Not just the emotional resonance of the performance and everything, which is great, but just like visually, she knows how to make it fucking look good. Also with Ariana Grande, like if you want to get someone to nail a performance, just like have someone who has been rehearsing the role since they were a preteen. Like Ariana Grande, you can tell, walked onto the set having known Glinda's lines for a decade and a half by now. Like this role was just in her bones. Like you can tell she's a giant Wicked fan, big musical theater fan, so that's, I think, like a part of the reason why the performance was so effective. In terms of our lovely ladies who missed, a lot of people thought Jamie Lee Curtis could potentially get in for the Last Showgirl, which I would have been down for. I thought it was a really good performance, and everyone knows that Jamie Lee Curtis knows how to campaign. A lot of people were also predicting Margaret Qualley, which also is an excellent performance, but it's very much a performance that like gets the Golden Globe nomination, but not the Oscar win, now that I think about it. Like it reminds me sort of Mila Kunis in Black Swan. And also, let me just say, Danielle Deadwyler, my love, we will get you that Oscar nomination one day, because you are one of the most talented actresses working today. I'm sorry it didn't happen for you again, but next time. Oh, let's go on to actor. We have Adrien Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet in A Complete Unknown, Colman Domingo in Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes in Conclave, and Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice. Sebastian Stan getting in instead of Daniel Craig. I know he was campaigning hard for both The Apprentice and A Different Man, and that's why I was kind of just like, can he get in? Just because will these two performances that he's campaigning for kind of split the vote? Clearly it didn't. Adrien Brody, I mean, just such a fucking excellent performance. And the thing that I think, like, okay, yes, Timothée Chalamet is in the biopic where he sings and everything, but I think a thing that gives Adrien Brody a little bit of an edge, aside from the performance being excellent, is right up front, there is a really fucking good scene where he just like nails it and it rips your heart out at the same time. So even if there are some lazy voters out there who don't watch the entirety of The Brutalist, they will see that scene right up front and be like, oh, check. But Timothée Chalamet can absolutely also win here, especially because it seems like the Academy, all the branches really liked A Complete Unknown, because let's go to director. director. Where's that? Okay, director. Sean Baker for Anora, Brady Corbet for The Brutalist, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown, Jacques Audiard for Amelia Perez, and Coralie Farge for The Substance. So yeah, James Mangold, even though he did get in for the Directors Guild nominations, just him getting in for directing at the Oscars just shows like the branches really liked A Complete Unknown. Maybe there's something to that. I see Brady Corbet winning Best Director, but I think the support of A Complete Unknown is kind of what could give Timothée Chalamet a little bit of an edge for leading actor. I know I just said that Adrian Brody has a little bit of an edge. I don't know what I think. Okay, let's go to the real bloodbath. Actress in a leading role, which is, you know, I'm a homosexual. We are always screaming about who's gonna get in, who's gonna win for leading actress. Every single year, we're always just like, oh, this is such a stacked category. And it is, but also like, I'm gay. So I literally loved all of the contenders here, all like 10 of them that were fighting for these 5 slots. The nominees are Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gascon for Amelia Perez, Mikey Madison for Anora, Demi Moore for The Substance, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Carla is the first trans actress to ever get nominated for an Oscar. That's fucking awesome. In terms of who I think is going to win the award, I think, I'm about to say I think it is a given that this is Demi Moore's year to win. It is a, first of all, fantastic performance, but you know, that's not all that goes into awards voting. It's also a very physical performance that, you know, people are very impressed by. It's probably gonna win makeup and hair, which a makeup and hair win with an acting nomination usually bodes well. That's like kryptonite for Oscar voters. She is in a horror movie, a body horror movie at that, and so it's a very exciting, I mean, it's a movie that could turn some voters off, but also the idea of voting for it is a very exciting idea. Like, it's very tantalizing. The fact that she has very little dialogue in the movie, and most of the dialogue she has is like to herself. The fact that the performance is just told like through her expression for the most part, it makes it for a very exciting thing that you want to vote for. Like, and the fact that she nails it, it's like full, like if you were to create a video montage of the best acting moments of the early 2020s for the first 5 years of the 2020s, her getting ready in the mirror, ripping off her scarf, ripping off her eyelashes and smudging her makeup and everything and having like a panic attack looking at the clock, so, like without words, that would be included in this montage. It's just such a, like an iconic acting moment that really stands out. Demi Moore is like the actress that's been around for decades, and everyone likes her. She has had a great body of work that came before, but also the thing that's exciting, her body of work was never so obviously on the trajectory to win an Oscar. It's not like Jessica Chastain or like Michelle Williams. Granted, you know, Ghost did win a couple Oscars, but for the most part, like Demi Moore was in blockbusters and stuff like that. So the fact that she is now getting all of this deserved clout is very exciting, because not only is it deserved, it's very unexpected. Like if you had told me 2 years ago that Demi Moore would be the frontrunner for leading actress for the Oscars right now, I'd be like, that's really exciting and like unexpected, and what a lovely twist for a lovely actress who's had a lovely career and is likely gonna win for a performance that, you know, could go down as her iconic role, I think. So congratulations to her, but she's not totally safe. The love for Fernanda Torres and the talent of Fernanda Torres as well, and the fact that I'm Still Here is coming out at just the right time, the fact that it was so beloved, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, really shows that like Fernanda Torres could win. Like, and that would be a fucking cool ass win. You know, a lot of people were fighting for that slot in leading actress, and Fernanda is a very, very deserving nominee because it's a truly great performance. I think Fernanda does stand a chance. I mean, and just the support of that movie I saw online, like, Brazil, if y'all know how to do one thing, you know how to stan. You know how to root for your people, whether it is sports, whether it is actresses, whether it is movies, whether it is who is playing bingo at the Senior Citizen Center. You will be there waving your Brazil flag and screaming their name. Like, y'all know how to go hard for your people, and I have nothing but respect for that. I mean, just watching the live chat during the live stream during the nominations announcement, it was just nothing but Brazil flags, Fernanda. You go for it. I'm rooting for you. Congratulations to Fernanda, to I'm Still Here, and to the entire country of Brazil. Because their wins, you feel like, are your wins, and I think that's beautiful. But also, not to like talk about Best Leading Actress more, there are so many people who could have been nominated in this category as well. Pamela Anderson in Last Showgirl, which I thought that was a beautiful performance. I would have totally supported that getting in. Angelina Jolie in Maria is so fucking good. And I do think it's a shame that that buzz really quickly died. But the snubbing of Marianne Jean-Baptiste for the movie Hard Truths is something I shall never forgive. Not only was it the best performance of the year, I think it is the best leading performance in a movie I have seen in the 2020s so far. This performance is so fantastic, and yes, her getting nominated was an uphill battle, but it was something that was possible. But, you know, I don't know who I would get rid of in this category to replace her, because I really love all the nominees. I did see something online of like someone interviewed an Oscar voter, and the Oscar voter was just like, oh yeah, I didn't want to vote for Marianne because, oh, that character was so unlikable. And it's like, please excuse me while I hurl myself into the Los Angeles fires right now, because I can't handle that way of thinking. Are we down to Best Picture? Ooh. This took a while, holy shit. Now, okay, every Oscar nomination morning, there is at least one, maybe two nominations that physically make you scream, whoa, at 5:30 in the morning and makes you wake your neighbors. All of these nominees leading up to Best Picture, there were some little surprises here and there, but for the most part, nothing was so out of the box, unexpected that I screamed, whoa. Until the Academy decided to save that moment for the very end, when we'll just get into it. The Best Picture nominees are Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, The Substance, Wicked, and I'm Still Fucking Here. Who the fuck was predicting that? If you were predicting that, please comment below. I know if you're from Brazil, I'm sure you were predicting it because you were just like, yes, 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 because y'all believe. But here in America, no one was predicting that. People were like, oh, it'll be A Real Pain, or it'll be Sing Sing, or something like that. I'm Still Here getting in for Best Picture is I am floored by that nomination in an exciting way. Like, it's great when something really, really surprises you at the Oscars, and it's exciting when that like surprise is like deserved. So congratulations again, Brazil, y'all know how to do it. This is also another category where I truly do not know what will win. I mean, there are like a number of things that work for and against the frontrunners. Like The Brutalist, there's a lot of things that obviously work for it. Namely, it's a masterpiece, brilliantly done. Things that work against it are, it's 3 hours and 45 minutes. Some voters might see it as a little too snobby, whatever. Anora, so entertaining. The performances are so fantastic, hilarious. Things that work against it is, it's not like a typical Best Picture winner. Like it's a screwball comedy with a little bit of edge to it, which is what makes it cool and interesting and unique and everything. But I don't know if like enough voters will be like, oh yeah, let's put this as number one. I don't know. Conclave. Conclave is kind of the movie that people are like, this is the safe route. And by safe, I don't mean bad. It's an excellent movie. But a lot of people are like, this will do well on a preferential ballot. Not only will it get a lot of number one votes, but it will get a lot of number two votes. It's something that pleases everybody. The writing is, everything about it is really strong. It's just like a simple movie, but it has a lot of meat to it. It did so well at the box office amongst like older older ticket buyers, which like since COVID, you know, people above the age of 50 weren't really going to movie theaters, and this brought them back. Just like people miss that just good classic mid-budget slight thriller drama. Those were the things that were working for it, but is it the sort of safe choice? Because it didn't get in for director, it didn't get in for cinematography. Is it super loved by all the branches? I don't know. Then there's Emilia Perez, which is the most polarizing movie nominated for Best Picture. People either love it, or hate it. It could get a lot of #1 votes. It could get a lot of #10 votes. I don't know what to make of that. Best of luck to everyone involved. You know what? Maybe Brazil will just rally and campaign the fuck out of everything for their girl and for their homeland and give I'm Still Here the win. I don't know. It's up in the air. I love it when a lot of categories are very up in the air like this. So it's very exciting. I'm excited to see how this awards season pans out. Comment below what you think is going to happen. Let me know if you agree with my assessments or not. I don't really care if you don't, but whatever. So guys, that is it. That is the entire, this video is going to be an hour long, Jesus Christ. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't talking too fast. I hope you got at least some sort of semblance of what I've been analyzing for the entire year. And I'll have more to say about it on the podcast this week. So check that out. It comes out every Monday on your favorite podcatchers, or you could check out the live stream on YouTube on this channel, which is on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. We also have a Patreon, which you can go to at patreon.com/2gaymats, or you can click the links in the info section. On our Patreon, you can join the Discord. You can talk about all this stuff with me. I was up at 5:30 a.m. talking to the people on the Discord, so that was really fun. There's also a lot of bonus content, bonus videos, and stuff like that on our Patreon, so check that out. And oh, we have to give a shout out to our legendary patrons. Hold on, let me pull them up. Their names are Matthew Tash, Rebecca, McKenna, Bradley, Brandon, Michael, Jen, Jesse, Jacob, Matthew, Dallas, Eric, Maxwell, Sam, Amanda, Armando, Heather, and Dr. Woods. Guys, thank you so much for sitting here on the couch with me and Carol Channing. Next time you see me, Matt Palmer should hopefully be better and here. So thanks so much guys for watching. Love ya. Happy Oscar nomination day.